Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to complete the Swallows Band event in case you have no friends or if you can't find any Fledgling to help you finish it. This event will end in 2 weeks on February 5th, so you have plenty of time to complete it and get all the rewards. This method involves creating an alt account on a separate platform from the main one you are playing on. Keep in mind that only accounts created after January 6th will be marked as Fledglings. I will also show you how to bypass a few of the issues I have encountered while trying to add a Fledgling or guide on various platforms such as PS5, PC and mobile. First, in order to follow along with this video, you will need a secondary platform which is different from the one you are playing the game on. If you're playing on console, you need a PC or a mobile device. I recommend using a mobile device regardless of the platform you are playing on, because it makes things much easier. Personally, I am playing on PS5 as my main platform and I'm using my phone as the secondary one, so this video will be done from this point of view. First thing you want to do is create a new NetEase account by googling NetEase login and selecting the first link, which should be account.neteasegames.com. Click on the login button in the top right corner and follow the new account creation process. If you plan on using your mobile phone, you can use any email address here, as it doesn't matter, but if you plan on using PC, you should use the same email address as your Steam account. If you don't have a Steam account, create one using the same email as the NetEase account, which will automatically link them together. Then install the game on your secondary platform, either PC or mobile, in my case on my Android phone. When you reach the title screen, if you're on PC, it will automatically log in to your NetEase account attached to the email of your Steam account. On mobile, when you reach the title screen, you should be prompted with a login method. Select the NetEase Games button and log in using your account that you created at step 1. Once you're logged in, you can proceed with creating your character and going through the initial quest. Keep playing until you reach level 5 and you complete the Another New Wing mission, which is one of the first few missions. Now you should be able to access the event menu and search for a guide, or you can find your Fledgling account using your main account, which will be the guide for the event. There are multiple possible scenarios here and it also depends on your platform. One important thing to note here is that in order for your Fledgling account to see your guide account in the event screen, or vice versa, both of your accounts need to have posted a recruitment notice on the event page, otherwise you won't be able to see them or add them as a Fledgling or guide. There are two ways to add another player as a Fledgling or as a guide. You can either enter their character ID in the search field and then add them from the list, or you can just refresh the list until they show up. I had issues with accessing the character ID input field on PlayStation 5, and on mobile I had issues with selecting my other account from the list in order to add it as a guide. The way I did it in the end was by setting an online time interval with my mobile account, then on my PS5, which is where I had the guide account, I simply checked the box that only searches for online players, and I filtered by the time interval that I selected on my mobile account. And after a few refreshes I was able to find my mobile account in the list. On PC there shouldn't be any issues like this, so you can easily do it by using the character ID search. After I found my mobile Fledgling account in the list, I simply selected it and sent a request to add it as my Fledgling, then I accepted the request on my mobile device. Now that we are done with the hard part, let's see how the event actually works and how to complete it and get all the rewards. If we go to the event page, we can see multiple elements that might be confusing at first. The first tab, which is called Swallows Band Team, is just a screen that shows your current Fledgling, and from here you can manage Fledgling invites and see a log of your activity in the event. On the same screen you will also see your Fledgling's journey progress and the rewards that you get according to that. A Fledgling will complete this event when they reach 1500 journey points, after which they will no longer be your Fledgling and the party will automatically be disbanded after 6 hours. The Fledgling will then become a guide swallow. A Fledgling has their own separate individual quests they can complete for the event to gain journey points, but they also gain 25 journey points for each quest you complete in co-op with the Fledgling. This means that if you play with your Fledgling in co-op all the time, you basically have 60 quests to complete together before they will finish the event and will no longer be your Fledgling. On the quests page we have the weekly and phase quests, a progress tracker for your current guidance rank, and your current amount of reserve points. The weekly quests represent just that, a series of weekly quests that you can complete either solo or with your Fledgling to farm guidance points. Guidance points are the points that you, as a guide swallow, will need in order to obtain rewards from this event. For the Fledgling, they get journey points instead, and they will have a journey progress track. One important thing to note about these weekly quests is that you have 2 of them which can be done either solo or in co-op with your Fledgling. These are the Consume 720 Energy and Obtain 7000 Jadefish quests. These will reset weekly. The other quests, which are marked as multiplayer, however, can be repeated infinitely until your Fledgling reaches the maximum journey progress. Most of these quests give you 30 guidance points and the Outpost Challenge quest gives you 50. You will notice that each of the multiplayer quests has a tracker for solo completions and one for team completions. What does this mean? Solo completions means when you complete one of the quests when your Fledgling is already at maximum journey points, which means the quest will only complete for you and not for your Fledgling. Team completions means you have completed a quest with your Fledgling in co-op and they also gain journey points from completing it. You will notice at the bottom of the screen it says that completing multiplayer quests with your Fledgling will give you 50% bonus guidance points. This means that whenever you do a team completion with your Fledgling, you get 50% extra guidance points, so instead of 30 you get 45 and instead of 50 you get 75. On the Phase tab you will find quests that can be completed throughout the entire duration of the event just once. These give you a huge amount of guidance points and are pretty easy to complete. At the top of the screen you have your current guidance rank and your progress to the next guidance rank. You will also see a tracker for reserve points. You will receive 1000 reserve points each Monday at 5 and they cap at 3000. How do you actually use reserve points? They are used automatically whenever you complete a weekly quest at a 200% conversion rate. This means if you complete, for example, a weekly quest that gives you 100 guidance points, you will also get another 200 guidance points from your reserve points, totaling up to 300 guidance points. Basically, this means you get another 2000 guidance points each week just by doing weekly quests. Now, moving on to the final tab, we have the guidance rewards in more detail. Here you will see all the rewards for each guidance rank and the total amount of guidance points needed to complete the event, which is 15,000. Now let's see what is the most efficient way to complete this event as a guide swallow and get to the maximum guidance rank to get all the rewards. So you need to obtain a total of 15,000 guidance points until the 5th of February, which means you basically have 2 weeks left and 3 weekly resets to take advantage of. As we discussed earlier, you must complete all the quests in a co-op team with your Fledgling, because once the Fledgling reaches the 1500 journey points cap, you will no longer be able to gain guidance points for the team completions, which means it will take longer to farm them. The fastest way to farm guidance points with a Fledgling is to invite them to your co-op world and just spam Void King and Ye Wan Shan campaign challenge, which should take less than 1 minute for each completion. Just make sure that your Fledgling is in the boss room with you, otherwise the completion will not count. Also, remember that you do not have to claim any rewards using energy in order for the event quest to count as completed. Just go in with both accounts, kill the boss and teleport to the next boss room, and so on. You get 45 guidance points per completion by doing this, which means around 2000 guidance points per hour. You can do this up to a total of 60 times because at that point your Fledgling will reach maximum journey progress. This means you can farm 2700 guidance points just by doing weekly co-op quests with your Fledgling. Then you get another 5000 guidance points by claiming the points from the Swallow's Bond team screen after your Fledgling has reached max journey progress. Then you can farm another 170 per week by doing the Consume Energy and Obtain Jadefish solo quests. Completing all the phase quests will give you another 5500 guidance points. Lastly, you get 2000 guidance points per week from your reserve points. If we add all of these up, if you start farming the event right now before the weekly reset, you can get a total of 21,880 guidance points if you complete all the remaining quests during each week. This is already way over the 15,000 required to complete the event, so you have enough time to do it if you start today. As a bonus, remember that even if your Fledgling has reached the maximum journey progress, you can still earn guidance points by doing co-op weekly quests with them for the next 6 hours, but this time they will count as solo completions, so you will get 50% less points, but it's still a good way to farm points. Hopefully this helps you complete the Swallow's Bond event before it ends and obtain all of these cool cosmetic rewards. If you found this video helpful, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.